So recently I've been thinking a lot about stereotypes, more specifically what stereotypes I have as a person. And as I was watching some of my older content from about 2012 to 2013, I had this mentality of where I said, don't ever judge people. Judging people is the worst thing you can possibly do. When we see someone in public who is overweight, or they're wearing really shitty clothes, or they just look like an absolute slob, we shouldn't judge them. We shouldn't think anything negative about them. Of course, this was my viewpoint roughly 2.5 years ago, and with time, I have grown and I have changed, and my opinions have changed perspectives on a lot of different issues. That being said, I'm going to repeat the question again. Are stereotypes always wrong? Because quite often you see on Tumblr, of course, the social justice website of the internet, among Twitter, among YouTube, is that there are a lot of people who actually think that stereotypes are always necessarily bad. And I don't personally agree with me. Wait, what? Agree with me? Agree with that is what I meant to say. For example, when I see a black person, the first thing I think of is slavery. No, I kid. I know, poor taste jokes. I make jokes on my channel, by the way, in case you didn't know that. What I actually think of when I see a black person, I think of KFC chicken. No, I kid you again. Fooled you twice. Again, I make jokes on my channel. Just please keep in mind, when I actually think of someone of a different skin color, doesn't matter what color they are, doesn't matter what ethnicity they are, the first thing that usually comes to mind, honestly, jokes aside, is I say to myself, I hope they don't get pulled over. And I believe that, and I sincerely mean that, because I actually think of police brutality when I see of anyone of different color other than being white, is because I see their frustrations, I see their fear. People of different skin color, as much as I don't want to say this, they should fear the police, because in America, the US, we have some serious issues, which I believe stems from not only stereotypes, whether they're accurate or not, and that these stereotypes from, like, the police force, are negative, they're bad, which leads to unjust killings or innocent people being shot of a different ethnicity. So yes, to an extent, I believe stereotypes can be bad because they can, in fact, reinforce people's negative ideas of someone's skin color. But the question that I asked at the start of this video is, are they always wrong? And I would argue no. To me, when stereotypes are wrong, is when those stereotypes actually lead to people mistreating other people because of those untruthful or negative stereotypes. That's not to say that everyone who holds these stereotypes, because I'll be the first to admit, I have a lot of stereotypes and I make a lot of judgments on people on a day-to-day basis, is that I am able to acknowledge that these stereotypes that I may have or that the media has taught me are not necessarily true. For example, when I was watching Avengers Age of Ultron in the movie theater, a man walked in and he was wearing a turban or a sheik or some type of headband. I don't know all the specifics on what culture he was, what religion he was from, but all I know is he was wearing one of those head pieces, like a little towel around his head. Now I turned to my friend and I said to him, I hope the movie theater doesn't get blown up. Now I said this in a joking manner because I know deep down that not all people who wear turbans or sheiks or those types of headbands are automatically terrorists. I don't believe that at all. It just doesn't reflect what I actually believe. However, when I saw that, that is the first thing that came to my mind is jihad, bombings, terrorists, people who blow themselves up in the name of Islam. For all I know, he probably wasn't even Islamic. He could have been Indian or some sort of other cultural background, religion. But deep down, that first thing when I saw that guy is I made a stereotype. The stereotype went through my mind if that guy could be a terrorist. He could blow up the movie theater. But the thing is, my stereotype doesn't hold any bias towards those types of people because I can acknowledge that that stereotype is not actually correct about all people who wear turbans. So ultimately, I want to know what you guys think, the people watching this video right now. Write a comment down below. Do you think stereotypes are always bad? Personally, I don't think so. Stereotypes are only a bad thing when they actually are used to mistreat people. But I guess the question is, how do you, like myself, get to the point of where you can acknowledge that those stereotypes are flawed and that they're not always necessarily truthful? That is the question you must ask yourself. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually using a different camera for this video. Let me know also down in the comments if the audio is good, if the visual's good, because I'm actually using a vlogging camera. Hopefully it works well because I'm going to be planning on doing some vlogs this summer when I go to TI5, the internationals for Dota 2, the biggest gaming competition in the world, and it's going to be about $15 million is going to be the competition prize. And I will be vlogging the entire experience. Nonetheless, thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Daniel Solzwak, also known as Mr. Repzion. Peace, the rep out. It's time to go see, tomorrow actually, Mad Max.